Other favorite, let's get into how we make this white chocolate ganache very quickly. It's a two ingredient recipe like most chocolate ganaches, really. I go in with some chips, some white chocolate chips from Bakers. You can find these at most baking supply shops. Most shops carry this brand. It's really the go to brand in the baking space. Weigh out 1.2 on your kitchen scale of white chocolate ganache. I was going to ice a tall 6-inch cake with this mixture. Then you go in with your second ingredient. I use dew fresh. You can use any cream you want to use. I've used different ones. I've used Clover, I've used Douglas Dale, but I usually grab the dew fresh if it's available. I find that it is a little bit whiter, meaning I'm going to use a lot less coloring. But whatever floats your boat really with this. And then you put it in the microwave. It's gonna go in at short bursts. I prefer like 2 minutes, depending on how much you are making at a go. Then you take it out and you stir it about after each time. And you do that to avoid it like having any spots that are getting too much heat that may burn and then spoil your entire batch. That's why you do it like that. So don't try to put it in for like 10 whole minutes and have it spinning in there and spinning and spinning. And then you take it out and try to stir it. Be patient with it and do it in short little bursts. Take it out, do your stirring. You could use a whisk here. I already had the wooden spoon. I didn't feel like doing the dishes. So that's why I just kept going in with my spoon. But your spoon should work just as well, okay? Keep stirring those little bits of chocolate that have not melted all the way through. The heat from the mixture at this point is going to melt the little bits that are here and there. Instead of having to put it back into the microwave, this would work just as well for you. You see it coming together there. It's going to be nice and thick and lush and delicious, especially delicious. You could add a little bit of butter here, a little bit of glucose and stuff that would maintain like a beautiful sheen to it. But either way, two ingredients just like so works just as well, and it comes together beautifully. As you can see, no splitting, nothing like that. You didn't have to go put it into the microwave to get the little bits of chocolate that were left over to be agreeable and incorporate into your mixture. How beautiful, silky, smooth. I color my buttercream at this stage. I mean, sorry, my white chocolate ganache. Can you tell I worked with a lot of buttercream? And I use Cake Flora's white food colorant. Okay, and I was running low here, giving like poverty stricken, but it's okay. It's okay. It's alright. Running low, so I was just really trying to get every little drop out of the little tubes that I had left over. But I prefer to color it here versus coloring the buttercream when it's already set. Just as standard practice, I color my buttercream so that when I whip it and it goes super white, any other color that I'm going to use takes a lot better. I find that when you whip white chocolate ganache anyway, it does whiten a little bit on its own, but this is just an insurance policy so that when you whip it and you want to perhaps like use a really deep red, you wouldn't have to use too much of that mixture because it's working off of a white base versus perhaps an off white where it needs to compensate for the yellow that's in the white chocolate and the cream and all of that stuff. Say if it didn't have any colorant to it. So just to be on the safe side, I always have some white food colorant on hand to use for this purpose. Okay, you go in with your cling wrap now. Remember that there's cream in this, so it's going to the white chocolate itself is also made from milk solids. It's going to crust. So to avoid crusting, things forming skin and things like that, some of you may know this by now. This is how you cling wrap your item that you've just made. You allow the cling film or whatever it is that you cling wrap to sit directly onto that mixture, acting as a barrier and acting as that skin that would otherwise form. And when you're trying to whip your white chocolate ganache, it's got this little grainy thing happening on the top of it. that you can't really whip out of your thing. So it's going to affect the texture of your ganache, and that's why you want to avoid that. I was strapped for time on this day. Like, I started late and I don't even know how I managed to record this for you guys. But I popped this into the freezer. You can leave it at room if you're going to use it the next day. And here I am now. I am going to whip some up so I can use some of this. Because it's super cold and super set, I'm going to pop it into the microwave for 10 seconds really, and take it out and shake and do a little whipping. Put it in 10 seconds and shake. I never do more than 20 seconds, and that's when I'm being adventurous. So I'm gonna have just that much and that much left, because sometimes I can overheat this. Then I need to add a little bit more of that to temper it, to temper also the temperature but the consistency, so that it's like pliable but not too runny. Because if it's too runny and it's too cold, it's going to crack on the cake. We don't want that. It's not all the way smooth, it's because it's still cold. So I need to put it back in the microwave for another 10 seconds and whip it back up again for that silky consistency. Look, see how much smoother that is? And it's not hot. That's why you do it at the 10-minute intervals. I ended up doing like 30, but at 10 minutes, and then whipping and seeing if it's where I wanted. And 10 seconds again, sorry, not minutes, 10 seconds again, and seeing if that's whipped up until I get here. Because sometimes you find that you do 30 straight and then it goes, it's like literally the consistency of Swiss meringue buttercream at this point, but it sets quickly. And when it sets, you just put it in the microwave for 10 seconds, or keep a larger dish with warm water by, and stick it in there quickly and then take it out.